All right, this is my signature experience project over biomedical engineering and prosthetics. First off, biomedical engineering. What exactly is it? Traditionally called bioengineering, biomedical engineering is a multifaceted STEM field that intertwines engineering and biology, as well as the practical application of healthcare and medicine. Biomedical engineering is a broad topic and encompasses a multitude of subtopics. This includes imaging and biomedical electronics. While the minds of biomedical engineers have exponentially grown the healthcare fields with new and inventive medicine and machinery, prosthetics is one of the most key and critical facets. What are prosthetics? Prosthetics are devices that mimic a body part that is lost from disease, trauma, or a condition that is presented at birth. These devices are artificial mechanical tools that function as a lost body part and are intended to fulfill the needs of the patient. While it is not an everyday topic, prosthetics are necessary for the well-being and the lives of many people. According to the Amputee Coalition, it is projected that the amputee population will double by the year 2050 to more than 3.6 million amputees, meaning that prosthetics may be necessary for a large amount of people. Prosthetics are the best tools to help amputees return to normal life, to reintegrate into society, and to even raise their standard of living. They come in many shapes and sizes, all with the common goal of restoring original function. There are different prosthetics depending on the body part that needs to be replaced. Not only do our extremities like arms and legs have allotted prosthetics, body parts like the eyes, palate, and facial bones have prosthetics to fulfill needs. While the different types of prosthetics may vary from situation to situation, the most common prosthetics are prosthetics used for appendage loss. And the 4 common types of prosthetics that we use, the transfemoral prosthetic is going to be where there's a loss of the leg above the knee. It is complex and difficult to regain normal movement due to the loss of the knee, and they usually exert more energy to do common tasks. But new technologies are being released that can help amputees have more function and control over this kind of prosthetic. The transradial prosthetic caters to above the elbow amputees and is not usually as complex as our other prosthetics. There's 2 options. You could have a cable-controlled prosthetic, which allows for minimal manipulation, and myoelectric arms. Myoelectric arms use electrodes that sense when the muscle is moving, thus creating motion in the hand. The next one we have is going to be our transtibial prosthetic. This is catered toward amputees with the loss of leg below the knee. This usually allows for the gain of normal function, and amputees with transtibial prosthetics are usually able to restore the function and resume life as normal. A transhumeral prosthetic is made for amputees that have lost an arm above the elbow. Without the elbow, the function is limited and movement will most likely not be returned 100% back to normal. It's very complex, does not allow for motion of the elbow, and sometimes motion at the shoulder could be limited. The link between the two. Biomedical engineering and prosthetics go hand in hand. The combination use of physics, biology, and engineering leads to the innovation and advancements in this field. The importance of this. Without biomedical engineering and the use of prosthetics, the standard of living for amputees, including athletes, war veterans, and people with conditions presented at birth, would lower dramatically, and they would have difficulty resuming life as normal. Being restricted to a wheelchair and constantly needing support might not be on the agenda for people who wish to return to their, quote, old life, end quote. It definitely wasn't a choice for people like Jessica Kensky and her husband Patrick Downs, who both suffered the loss of limbs after the Boston Marathon bombing in 2013. Despite these limitations, Downs completed the Boston Marathon in 2016 with the help and technology of prosthetics. The future, and can it be replaced? The future of prosthetics and biomedical engineering is rapid, and it's heading towards the upward direction. In June of 2018, a new eDermis was able to be applied to the prosthetic, mirroring the feeling of touch and pain. Following, in August of 2020, an article published in the Annals of Biomedical Engineering, a new neurological technology was introduced to the world of prosthetics to create a neuromorphic model of a hand. This allows for the prosthetic to grasp inanimate objects like a real hand would. They argued that mimicking reflex on a prosthetic hand may improve grasping performance and safety when interacting with humans. New technology touches every aspect of the science, even when it comes to the printing of these prosthetics. Now, with the use of 3D printing technology, we are able to manage the change of limb volume a patient might have. During and post amputation, the limb is subject to change in volume, which could make it difficult to have a proper fitting socket in a prosthetic. The new use of new technology means that there is a large chance that these innovations are just the start of what can be accomplished in this field. Applications to other sciences. As we know, biomedical engineering is already a mix of sciences in itself, including physics, biology, anatomy and physiology, as well as chemistry. But with the introduction of new technology, we're able to bring the sciences from the medical field into play. The use of neuroscience means we're able to widen the margin and create prosthetics that could be life-changing. Even now, research is being done to make prosthetics easier to use, which is continuously raising the standard of living. A study released by Scientific Reports in February of 2020 argues, after multiple trial and errors, that the model of the prosthetic is what affects the maximum velocity the amputee is able to reach, specifically for athletes. This new research and information allows for an easier transition to returning to the life the patient wants. This field would be hard to replace, but it is easy to build off of. We can expect new innovations to be made in the field and changes to prosthetics that mirror what is found in new and upcoming research, but I do not expect this field to be replaced by another way for amputees to return to normal living. Robotic or not, prosthetics help patients return to the life they had before, but also teaches them the new ways of their new lives.